Imagine being the villain in a Liam Neeson movie. Imagine standing on the other side of a man with a particular set of skills. A man who has slaughtered human trafficking rings, mob bosses, assassins, corrupt empires, and even warlords who thought they were untouchable. And yet, some villains survived longer than they should have. Some were brilliant. Some were monstrous. And some were pure chaos wrapped in human flesh. Tonight, we're counting down the 15 most ruthless antagonists to ever go toe-to-toe with Liam Neeson. In movies where Neeson is the hero, and movies where Neeson himself is the villain. Because sometimes, the only thing more terrifying than a Liam Neeson bad guy is Liam Neeson playing one. This is the most ruthless Liam Neeson antagonists, ranked 15. Struon Havar, The Land of Saints and Sinners, 2023. Struon is what you get when patience learns how to kill. He isn't impulsive. He isn't loud. He operates like a hunter who has all the time in the world and absolutely no concern for human life. What makes Struon ruthlessly effective is his mix of cold strategy and militant discipline. Unlike most villains, he doesn't rely on muscle or intimidation. He relies on calculation. Every decision he makes is premeditated, from tracking his targets through desolate Irish landscapes to manipulating situations so the townsfolk never see him coming. Struon embodies the idea that true ruthlessness comes not from rage, but from calm certainty. 14. Jimmy Conlon, Run All Night, 2015. Before Redemption, Jimmy Conlon was a monster in a suit. Known as the Gravedigger, Conlon's criminal career left a trail of dead bodies no one ever talked about, because no one dared to. He's not your typical antagonist. Jimmy is a man who once embodied violence for the mob. He was the one they called when negotiation failed. He was the one who disposed of enemies with surgical brutality. His ruthlessness isn't shown through flashbacks. It's felt. Every gangster in New York knows exactly what he's capable of. His reputation alone tells the audience this is a man who did unimaginable things for decades. Even though the film gives him a redemption arc, make no mistake, Jimmy Conlon was once one of the most terrifying villains Neeson ever portrayed. 13. Fahim Zamani, The Marksman, 2021. Zamani isn't just a cartel enforcer. He's a ghost with a gun. His terrifying efficiency comes from the way he moves through the film like a shadow, killing without emotion and pursuing a child with chilling determination. He never raises his voice. He doesn't brag. He doesn't threaten. He simply acts, and acts with deadly precision. Zamani is the embodiment of corporate criminal ruthlessness. No theatrics, no chaos, just results. His coldness is what makes him frightening. He kills because it's his job, and he never questions why. 12. The Inside Job Terrorists, Non-Stop, 2014. These antagonists aren't typical movie terrorists. They're Americans committing mass murder to send a political message, framing Neeson's character as the villain while they manipulate an entire airplane in real time. Their ruthlessness comes from ideology disguised as justice, willingness to kill innocent passengers, cold mastery of psychological warfare, precision execution of a multi-layered conspiracy. They weaponize fear, suspicion, and technology, all while sitting among the passengers, blending in, waiting for the perfect moment to strike. Their cold belief that the deaths of innocents will wake America up makes them some of the most unsettling antagonists Neeson has faced. 11. Bernard Coutts, A Walk Among the Tombstones, 2014. Bernard Coutts is refined, polite, almost gentle in demeanor. And that is what makes him so horrifying. He approaches murder with a calm rationality that feels clinical. He kills because it fascinates him. He tortures because it interests him. Coutts represents the intellectual face of evil, a man who hides depravity behind calm speech and neat clothing. His violence is deliberate, controlled, and disturbingly emotionless. He is the kind of villain who smiles as he destroys lives, not because he enjoys suffering, but because the suffering is irrelevant to him. 10. Ray, A Walk Among the Tombstones, 2014. Ray, on the other hand, is the chaos to Bernard's control. Where Bernard is calculated, Ray is unhinged. Where Bernard is strategic, Ray is predatory. Ray's cruelty is personal. He enjoys suffering. He taunts victims. He improvises violence, and he's fearless to a suicidal degree. He and Bernard form a horrifying partnership. One kills out of curiosity, the other out of pleasure. Together, they are among the most depraved, sickening villains in Neeson's entire filmography. 9. Archibald Cunningham and Killearn, Rob Roy, 1995. Archibald Cunningham is one of cinema's most elegant monsters. His politeness is a mask. His charm is a weapon. He commits violence the way a trained dancer performs, with style and precision. Cunningham's evil is fueled by narcissism, boredom, entitlement, sadistic pleasure. Every duel he fights feels like a performance, and every death he causes feels like a piece of art he's proud of. Killearn, meanwhile, is the snake in the grass, a manipulator who orders violence from the shadows. He doesn't kill with a sword. He kills with influence, with whispered lies, with calculated betrayal. Together, they form one of the greatest villain pairings in any Liam Neeson film. 8. Vadim Nezhinsky, Cold Pursuit, 2019. Vadim is the perfect modern mob boss, unstable, unpredictable, and obsessed with order in the most ironic way possible. He believes himself a visionary, a disciplined leader restoring justice, but in reality he's a ticking bomb with a god complex. He punishes mistakes with murder. He gives deranged motivational speeches. He threatens families without hesitation. Vadim is ruthless because you never know what version of him you're going to get. The charismatic businessman, the unhinged tyrant, or the violent psychopath. 7. Hollywood's Shadow Elites, Marlowe, 2022. Unlike mobsters or terrorists, the villains in Marlowe wield power without firing a shot. They are Hollywood insiders who control careers, reputations, wealth, political influence. Their ruthlessness comes through subtle manipulation, blackmail, and quiet disappearances. No one is safe around them because they don't need to kill you themselves. They can pay people to erase you completely. This is the kind of evil that hides behind luxury, fame, and glamour. The kind of villain who smiles while signing your death warrant. 6. Edmond, Revolution, 1985. This early Neeson villain is a reminder that some of his darkest performances came before he became an action legend. As Edmond, Neeson plays a mercenary whose loyalty is to violence, not ideals. He burns homes, torments civilians, and participates in war crimes with frightening eagerness. He is a man shaped by bloodshed and hardened by brutality. Edmond is ruthless because he represents the cruelty of war without rules, a soldier who doesn't care about nations or justice, only power. 5. Ra's al Ghul, That Man Begins, 2005. Ra's al Ghul isn't just a villain, he's a philosopher of destruction. He sees humanity as corrupt beyond redemption and believes the only cure is mass extinction. What makes Ra's truly ruthless? He trains Bruce Wayne to be a weapon. He betrays him with absolute calm. He views genocide as balance. He dies believing he was right. Ra's is terrifying because he doesn't see himself as evil. He sees himself as necessary. And villains who believe they're the hero are always the most dangerous. 4. Agent John Nivens, Honest Thief, 2020. Agent Nivens is the personification of corrupted authority. He uses his FBI badge not to enforce the law, but to bend it to his personal greed. He's ruthless because he kills without hesitation. He frames innocence with ease. He escalates violence whenever cornered. He weaponizes the system to stay untouchable. Nivens is the kind of villain who looks respectable from the outside, and that's exactly what makes him dangerous. 3. Father Ferreira, Phineas, Silence, 2016. Neeson plays one of the most haunting villains of his career. Ferreira is not evil in the traditional sense. He is broken. A once devoted missionary who becomes a tool of oppression, using psychological torture to force others to abandon their faith. His ruthlessness is spiritual. He destroys hope. He dismantles belief. He uses compassion as a weapon. Few villains in Neeson's filmography cut as deeply on a psychological level as Ferreira. 2. Bruno, the Commuter, 2018. Bruno is the villain you never see coming. He controls the conspiracy from miles away, a mastermind who manipulates every detail, every person, every inch of the train. What makes him ruthless? He threatens families. He bribes police. He rigs evidence. He engineers the perfect scapegoat. He views murder as collateral. Bruno doesn't just try to kill Neeson's character. He tries to break him psychologically, turning him into a pawn in a much bigger, darker plan. 1. Kaiser the Butcher Kavanaugh, the Grey, expanded lore. Though never shown fully on screen, Kavanaugh appears in drafts, deleted scenes, and Otway's backstory as the traumatic human evil that shaped him. Kavanaugh is a man defined by senseless violence, torture, domination, emotional manipulation, cruelty for the sake of cruelty. His ghost hangs over Otway's life. His actions shaped the hardened, lonely, brutal man we meet in The Grey. Kavanaugh earns the top spot because he isn't just an antagonist in a film. He is the antagonist in Otway's soul, the human monster who influenced the hero long before the wolves ever did. Liam Neeson has fought wolves, terrorists, corrupt governments, mobsters, and entire conspiracies. But some villains leave a scar deeper than any wound. Whether they're played by Neeson or pitted against him, one thing is certain. In a Liam Neeson movie, the line between hero and monster is razor thin. And the monsters? They are unforgettable. If you enjoyed this ranking, subscribe for more villain deep dives, dark character analyses, and cinematic breakdowns every week.